there are kids around Europe now who head into parks as well, because earlier this week, the NFL Academy launched its search for the second wave of players to come in this September. And it's all virtual this time, Efe. And I know you're an ambassador for the program. So these kids are going to be filming themselves, trying to get noticed. I just wanted to get your thoughts, first of all, on the academy. As you know, my son George is there as a quarterback. He told me that NFL players have kind of rolled through all this first year of the academy. And he said to me the other day, about 2 or 3 days ago, he said, the one who really gets us hyped up is Efe. And he said, everyone just responds to Efe. And I said, well, what does he say to you? And he said, well, he doesn't really say very much to me because he says hello and then he goes over with the defense. But I mean, how much does the academy mean to you?
It's honestly, it's like, it's special to me. First of all, George beat me in an arm wrestle. I think that's why he's
He definitely
excited.
didn't.
Can't let him.
Come on.
But it's a lot of the kids are coming from. I come from where they're coming from, and I feel like I'm more relatable, and I can speak to them. How I wish I would have been spoken to if I was in their shoes, or if I had that opportunity at that young age. Because so I think that's why they respond a lot. And I'm a Londoner, and I know what it takes from being someone that hasn't come from the background of football, having that streamlined way of going to college and high school, and so I feel like they see that in me, and that's why they respond. And I guess I'm a likable guy.
There you
But
go. That's it. Absolutely.
yeah, but the academy, it's an amazing thing. I think that, coupled with the NFL international program, are amazing platforms that will allow other people from different backgrounds that have the same dream that I'd have of being playing in the NFL to be able to make that come true. Because prior to me being in the NFL, there wasn't really much options. Maybe a few years ago when there was the NFL Europe, going on, but I'm just happy that there's platforms and there's streams for people that have the similar dreams to accomplish it and to be able to put into the NFL. Make amazing.
Yeah, Jeff, I was glad that they're obviously kids have to send in their stuff virtually. So they want the 40-yard dash, the shuttle run, the broad jump, all kind of traditional things. But then the academy asked for a fourth section, which was show us your athleticism, whether it's dunking a basketball, jumping out of a swimming pool. And actually, that's really cool because you're looking for athletes. And Jeff, as a coach, you want something that's going to turn your head.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that you want who can demonstrate athletic skill, and then you take that athletic skill and you mold it. When we worked out Efe, it was obvious to everybody there that this was a special kid. This is not, they don't just, you can't find these guys standing on the street corner. Efe could run. He was flexible. He had just, yeah. I tell you what, you deserve every bit of it. But the thing that was set him apart, Neil, was you could see even in that workout in the rain and it was so cold, you couldn't outwork him because I tried to push him and push him and push him, and you couldn't outwork him. And then you have the incredible desire. That's the special guy. That's the guy that can make this jump.
Efe, I remember the first time I met you and you looked like you'd been chiseled out of rock. And you said to me you'd never been to a gym. You were working in a warehouse. I was like, you're having a laugh. Are you sure? Not to make all the rest of us feel bad in an instant.
Yeah. I owe a lot of my athletic attributes to my genetics and also my work ethic. So definitely.
That's it. It's definitely the work ethic, Efe. Tell us about your hopes for this season then. New coach in Carolina. What have you kind of learned in these virtual workouts from Matt Rule?
What I really like about these virtual workouts is, one, this is the most football I've ever learned throughout my whole career in the NFL. There's a lot of learning going on. There's a lot of focusing on the details, but I'm definitely one of those guys that excel by actively doing. So there's some frustration when it comes to trying to apply it and not knowing where you are in terms of what they want from you. But the coaching staff, what is really cool about this year as well is that they focus on you as a whole in terms of your mental space and how you are as a person, as opposed to just focusing on just football. And I think that's amazing because once you're a well-rounded person, I think like you'll get the best out of your athletes, and I'm excited for this season. I don't want to say it's a new team because we're all professionals, and we take pride in what we do. I don't want to, apart from the rookies, we've all played in the NFL and we all know what's required of us and the standard. Um, and we all have something to prove because all the big names that are associated with the Carolina Panthers aren't there anymore. And what's really left is other guys that learn under those big names. And that's dangerous, That's something that I don't think you guys should sleep on the Carolina Panthers. We are hungry. We all have something to prove, down from the coaching all the way to the players and all the guys that have been added to the roster. We are making the most of this time, learning and applying ourselves in this virtual period. So yeah, you heard it first. Don't sleep on the Panthers this year.
All right, I guarantee. I like it. I like that. And I guess you can never get too comfortable in the NFL anyway. That's how you make it year after year. You can never rest on your laurels. But Ron Rivera was a big supporter of yours, and he's not there anymore. So maybe that there is that impetus for you now to kind of prove yourself to Matt Rule, right?
There is. Like I said, I've been saying this. I feel like to an extent, everybody's a product of their environment. I have been very fortunate to be around some amazing coaches and amazing players that have created an environment where it's allowed us as players to develop and grow as humans as well as football players. And I can see that Matt Rule has that same idea and that same philosophies, and he has some really great morals and very family orientated, and he's going to create that environment that will allow us to thrive. And I see that already in the virtual, so I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when we're all in the building together as a family, as a brotherhood, and going through the fire together through training camp and just building and yeah.
Jeff, Efe's right not to use player turnover as an excuse because that's the NFL. That's professional football, right? Every year.
Right. There's no excuses. Yeah. It's only about results. And I think this is really going to be an interesting experience because this is a bunch of college coaches, really. Your defensive coordinator has no pro experience. Matt has very limited pro experience. And they're bringing kind of a college environment to the NFL. And it's interesting to hear you talk, Efe, about Matt reaching the whole person because he's been through tough situations before at Temple and at Baylor. And somehow reaches into the players and gets the players to play at a higher level than anybody anticipates.
Efe, last one. Obviously, you took on an increased role, but a more versatile role last year. Were you playing more along different parts of the defensive line? I mean, do you enjoy that? I guess the more you can do, right?
The more you can do, the more you can do, right? But I'll be lying to you if I said I enjoyed playing inside. I fell in love with this kid.
Hey, Efe, get yourself outside. Where those sacks are is where the money is.
Exactly. No, but at the end of the day, I'm a team guy. I'll do whatever it takes to help my team win. But I fell in love with this game because of pass rushing, because of sacking and playing on that edge. Using that ability, but at the end of the day, whether it's special teams, whether it's being inside, playing in nose tech, even if I have to go back to playing tight end, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help my team win. So that's
all right. Good stuff, Efe. You are an absolute inspiration. The whole of the UK is rooting for you. So pleased to see your success on the field, and one of the nicest guys in the business. So we thank you for joining us on Inside the Huddle.
Thank you for having me.